So here we are.
Yep.
The lowrider Lambo.
Yep.
Okay, so big part of this, I have to shout out Drumstructor.
Yes, sir.
Drumstructor is a 3D design template. With us, which was a huge benefit, is they had the rack pieces for Pearl.
Yeah.
So take me through that, because you bought that to my attention.
Yeah. Everything started from a simple conversation, and it's like, hey, I'm in need of a set. I'm in need of something cool, something functional and stable. And eventually, I send it to you. I send you the link. I'm like, bro, I found the thing. This is our tool now. And in fact, as you said, they had the exact render of the rack pieces from Pearl, and so I could really not only measure, but have the right proportions on anything, you know, like maybe you come up with an idea and then on paper it works, but when you are in person, it's something different. This time, everything was there from theory to practice. The first thing was the design of the rack. This kit, the Lowrider Lambo, is a drum that grows off of the rack, basically.
Now, remember we were talking about no front bar.
Yep.
My normal setup would be 8, 10, 12. But for this specific design that we were building for, the drums called for certain sizes. I always feel it's necessary to pick drums according to the project you're working with. So here we had 10, 12, 16, 18.
Yep. Yeah.
So this was, I was like, no front bar.
Yeah.
Tell me about what was going through your head creating this.
Yeah. I would say that my start was definitely the fact that we wanted to have two separated pieces of the rack.
Yeah.
I think it's super functional. I think that you don't really need a front bar these days with the accessories and the clamps that you can find, on per catalog. It looks busy, but I feel it to be so clean.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All the mics are also attached through the rack system, so everything is at exactly the same position. This is going to be gold for any sound engineer or front of house. They're gonna have the same position for every microphone every night. So
And that's amazing,
Right.
Because he thought of everything. He thought of snare top and bottom. He thought about mic placements for everything. Toms, the floors are hanging off of the rack. The hi-hat is connected to the rack. No legs on the snare.
are almost non-existent.
Yeah, so you have more space drummers. You know how hard it is when you get behind your kit. You're tripping all over pedals and stands. So it's super clean. So the innovation that you had building this, I appreciate. And I think the others out there should know. Other guys that are other techs and other drum designs and guys who are designing racks.
Yeah.
Like, this is a piece of work that this guy has done.
Thank you, brother. Look, I didn't modify too much. There is a couple of, sawing and cutting here and there, but it is something that anybody can do. That's also what I want to say, because this is fun also in this sense that you don't need any scientific degree to do any of this. You just need to have a vision, need to have a passion for it, and just go and do it. I really am proud and so happy with this design and this set. And the start was definitely left side and right side. I already had an idea to mount the two racks, the 10 and the 12, of course coming off from the sides of these rack pieces. Super solid with this new R2 Air system for mounting the toms. Now, Pearl also introduced this L-shaped holder, very precise. You need, of course, the good old faithful drum key, but with that in your hand, it just still is 360-degree adjustable. So that was never an issue for me to find the right position for toms and all of that. But the thing that inspired me is this specific new icon rack from Pearl. This rack features two legs on the same foot. And this helped me to kind of have some sort of a layered, let's say, design where some elements are attached to the outer bar and a few other elements are attached to the inner, let's say, bar.
Yeah.
The idea is to make something that also was a bit specular, like I like that idea of having a bit of a balance, and that is also very well distributed with weights. I've been using, you know, all the little tools in order to make sure that everything was straight if it had to be straight, and then flat if it had to be flat. So
100%.
I like distributing weight. Of course, the rack as a function is not only visual. Things has to be hold in place, sturdily, no shakes. I don't like that. Of course, the shell has to ring and it can move, but the weights definitely has to be well distributed, you know.
But that's what I like about this, because skipping forward, after coming here to play it, I'm like, this thing is solid.
Yeah.
It's not moving.
It took you just 30 minutes, 1 hour, and then you were already playing music.
Yeah, super solid. I love the functionality of it, the design of it. You killed it, bro. We're mounting everything. Mics, we're mounting Roland SPDX Pro. We're mounting straight tables. And then he gets super fancy, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, this guy's funny, bro. He's funny. He gets super fancy. And then he got these overhead mics, as you guys see right now.
This can be a little curved, you know. It's cool, you know what I mean?
I love it. So, okay, so let's get to the shells.